Welcome to Mafia True Crime Stories, where every silence hides a secret. Here, we don't glorify crime, we unmask it. Each episode takes you deep into the minds of real gangsters, men who built empires on loyalty, fear, and fate, and lost it all the same way. From quiet dons to ruthless street legends, every story here is told with truth, tension, and the calm before the gunshot. So pour yourself a drink, dim the lights, and let's step back into the world where every whisper could be your last. They say some men die because they lose power. Others die because they forget who they were before they had it. But this one begins with two men who carried pride sharper than any blade, long before their names echoed from Queens to Brooklyn. He came home from prison expecting respect, a chair, a drink, a quiet welcome. Instead, he walked into a bar where a younger wolf ruled the floor. And two worlds, one built on old-school honor, the other on fast-burning ambition, collided over a simple joke that wasn't funny. "Go get your shine box." Billy Batts said it like a memory and a warning. Tommy smiled, but his eyes did not. That bar door creaked like a coffin lid closing. The air turned heavy, jukebox slow, glasses still, laughter fading like a dying flame. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from the shadows. They weren't just gangsters, they were time bombs born in different eras of the same street empire. And when pride sits at a table, blood follows. Tommy walked out that night, but he didn't leave it behind. Because tomorrow, the insult would still be burning, and a war was already breathing. Decades before that barroom silence, two different New Yorks raised two very different men. Billy Batts came from the era when respect wasn't asked for, it was earned in blood and patience. The old Sicilian code shaped him. You sat, you listened, and you never forgot who made you. To him, honor was a currency bigger than dollars, bigger than bullets. Tommy DeSimone grew up in a city moving faster than tradition could breathe. He wasn't raised on patience, he was raised on hunger. In his world, you didn't wait to be feared, you took fear and wore it like a badge. On Mulberry Street, the old-timers still talked about the way things were. In Ozone Park, young wolves sharpened ambition like razors. Billy once told a friend during a quiet espresso, "A man who forgets respect forgets his place." Tommy, years later, laughed. Respect? That's just another word for waiting your turn. Two lives. Two codes. Both built in the shadows, but cast by different lamps. And when old tradition meets young fire, the first embers of war begin to glow. But the real spark would come in a moment so small, yet so unforgettable. The night Billy returned from prison, the bar smelled of cigarette smoke, cheap cologne, and celebration. Glass clinks, Sinatra humming low, leather jackets catching neon light. A welcome home, to an old kingdom reclaimed. Tommy entered like a storm that hadn't learned patience. You could feel the shift, smiles turning cautious, laughter thinning into nerves. Billy raised his glass first. Tommy didn't. "Look at you," Billy grinned, voice warm but sharp at the edges. "Tommy, still shining shoes in your heart?" A joke, but mob jokes cut deeper than knives. For a second, nobody breathed. Even the bartender froze mid-pour. Tommy's smile cracked, tight, artificial, trembling. Inside him, humiliation curled into hate. He walked away, laughing too loudly, shoulders stiff as steel. But his footsteps sounded like someone trying not to run from their own rage. That bar didn't just witness a joke, it witnessed a line being crossed. The kind men killed to redraw. Old honor had slapped young ambition across the face, and the bruise ran deeper than anyone understood. Because when a gangster feels small, violence becomes his mirror, and Tommy was already planning his reflection. For a while, the city pretended nothing had happened. The bar reopened, laughs returned, the jukebox spun its usual ghosts. But in the world beneath the neon, power never forgets disrespect. Billy Batts moved like a man whose throne waited untouched. He had the backing, old guard, old money, old loyalties. Made man. Untouchable. His return felt like a quiet sunrise, steady, slow, commanding. Tommy wasn't built for quiet. He roamed streets with young lions at his side, men who followed fast tempers and fast violence. Henry Hill watched him like someone watching a fuse burn toward dynamite. "Tommy's a kid," someone whispered in a back booth. "Yeah," another replied. But kids with guns rewrite history quicker than old men sipping espresso. While Billy met with old capos in dim back rooms, Tommy sharpened his anger in parking lots and after-hours clubs. Different tables. Different power. One rooted in tradition. The other built on fear and adrenaline. It might have ended as a cold grudge. If pride hadn't demanded fuel. If history hadn't asked to be honored. But old lions never see the young ones coming until teeth are already in their throat. And soon, pride wasn't enough, revenge needed a moment. And Tommy found it. It happened suddenly, and yet everyone saw it coming. Billy laughed too loud that night. A toast here, a pat on the back there, the sound of a man reclaiming memory and status. Old school confidence, thick as cigar smoke. Tommy entered, shoulders stiff, face tight, pretending the past was gone, pretending he'd forgotten. But Billy didn't forget. Some men don't let young blood rise without reminding them where they started. "Tommy!" Billy called out, glass raised. "Go get your shine box." Laughter. Not angry, worse, amused. Barroom laughter can feel like gunfire when pride is the only armor you have left. Tommy's jaw clenched. His eyes turned cold, a storm forming behind silence. "I'm kidding with you," Billy smirked. "You got out of line once, I straightened you out. No more jokes. No more air. Just two men standing in the ruins of respect." Tommy left, slow, breathing rage, each step heavier than the last. The bar exhaled, unaware it had already become a battlefield. Some wars don't start with bullets, they start with humiliation. And Tommy wasn't walking away. He was marking time. Because when a mobster feels small in public, revenge becomes his religion. And that night, he already chose his God. In the days that followed, the city breathed like it knew something dark was walking toward it. Cars idled longer. Back doors stayed unlatched. And in the corners of smoky bars, men talked low, not about money or turf, but about pride. Billy didn't worry. Prison had taught him patience, and tradition had taught him certainty. A made man is a mountain in this world, and mountains don't fear sparks. He believed the rules would protect him. They always had. Tommy believed in different rules, the kind you write with bullets before dawn. His crew watched him pace, jaw tight, fingers twitching like he was already pulling a trigger only he could see. Meanwhile, the feds circled like hungry birds. They'd heard whispers, old guard returning, young soldiers getting reckless. A storm gathering in suits and dark sedans. An agent muttered outside a diner, "Something's brewing." These guys don't forget. They wait. His partner sipped stale coffee and replied, "Or they don't wait at all." Pressure wasn't just on the streets, it was closing in from every badge and every back alley story. And while Billy still sat secure in tradition, Tommy saw only one path to reclaim his pride. Because respect lost is a wound the mob never lets heal, and Tommy was done bleeding. Soon, the city would hear the answer he'd been shaping in silence. But the moment he chose to act changed everything, forever. Late night. The bar was half lit, half asleep, the kind of stillness where destiny feels like someone standing behind you, waiting to speak. Billy sat confident, sipping his drink. A man who thought time was on his side. The door opened. Tommy returned, not smiling this time, not pretending. Young wolves stepped in behind him, quiet but ready, the air heavy with something old and inevitable. No music. No warning. Just a shift, like the universe inhaled. "Now go home and get your..." Billy never finished the sentence. The room exploded. Fists, fury, steel-toed shoes crushing pride into marble and wood. A beating born not from rage, but from humiliation that had aged into purpose. Billy's voice vanished into choking silence. And every punch sounded like another rule dying on a cold bar floor. It wasn't business. It wasn't strategy. It was personal, stupidly, brutally personal. When the dust settled, Tommy stood over the wreckage, chest heaving, eyes wild. He had taken back respect, but in this world, taking it wrong means losing everything else. Old codes shattered that night. And once an old lion bleeds, every predator, cops and capos, smells it. Because the killing wasn't the end. It was the beginning. And the streets had just chosen a side, even if Tommy didn't see it yet. They dragged Billy out like a ghost being stolen from the world. No ceremony. No mercy. Just the cold shuffle of men who thought they had outsmarted history. For a brief moment, Tommy felt taller. He'd taken back pride, forced the world to look at him, not past him. But pride earned wrong becomes a shadow that never stops following. Word spread fast, not loud, quiet, respectful, terrified whispers. Old capos lowered their voices. New soldiers shook their heads. Everyone knew the rule: you don't touch a made man. Not unless you want the whole house to fall on you. The streets didn't roar in fear, they frowned in judgment. Billy's allies burned candles, murmured prayers, and sharpened knives behind calm expressions. One old-timer lit a cigarette and said, "Kid thinks he plays chess, he doesn't know he kicked the board." Tommy still walked like a king, but now the sidewalks felt different. Every car that slowed could be retribution. Every whisper could be his eulogy starting early. Victory tasted metallic, like blood in the mouth. Billy wasn't just gone, his absence weighed more than his presence ever did. Because in the Mafia, the dead speak louder than the living. And Billy's silence was already screaming. Time passed, but the streets never forget their lessons. Billy Bats became more powerful in death than he ever was alive. Old-timers raised glasses in dim bars, muttering stories about honor, codes, and the price of crossing a line carved long before Tommy was born. Billy became a symbol, not of power, but of boundaries. Tommy, meanwhile, became a legend of a different kind. A cautionary tale whispered to every young soldier with more rage than patience. "You can be feared," one capo warned a rookie. "But if you forget respect, they won't bury you, they'll erase you." And Tommy? He began feeling eyes everywhere, inside restaurants, behind bar mirrors, even in the silence of his own apartment at night. He lived fast, loud, reckless, but ghosts walk beside men who break sacred rules. And Billy's ghost wasn't quiet. The families watched. The bosses talked. And fate sharpened its knife in the dark. Billy's legacy was honor frozen in marble. Tommy's was heat that burned too bright and died too fast. Two men. Same world. Different endings already written in the shadows. Because no one beats the code. Not for long. And soon, Tommy would learn that the streets never forgive, they only delay punishment. When it ended, there were no headlines, no gunfire echoing across the boroughs. Just a phone call, a wrong ride, a door that never reopened. Tommy disappeared, not in a blaze of glory, but in a silence colder than prison steel. No funeral. No grave his mother could visit. Just whispers and a name scratched off an internal ledger forever. Billy's ghost didn't need vengeance. The code handled it. Tradition kept its crown. In the end, both men lost, one to fists and rage, the other to loyalty and ritual sharper than knives. Tommy died trying to outrun humiliation. Billy died believing respect would protect him. The streets don't care who started it, an old soldier muttered once. They only remember who broke the rules. They built their lives around power, loyalty, pride. Yet pride buried them deeper than any bullet ever could. One died a legend, the other a ghost. Both proved that in the mob, winning a war means losing everything else. If you ever walk Mulberry Street late at night, you can still feel them, pride in one shadow, regret in the other. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more gangster stories like this one. Tell me, who do you think was really at fault?